What's going on, everyone? I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that I just saw on stream, actually. Saltmine League, I was watching it. Big shout outs to Ritus and the commentary crew holding it down. And yeah, I just thought it was a good opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about something here. So, first of all, we're going to watch the round in question and then we're going to go over it, yeah? So, let's jump into it right now. So, it's a round between Broza and Dims, France versus Italy. Very common occurrence in the FGC at high level. Trading plasma mid-screen here. Okay, Jury gets a jump in. Now, that interaction that we just saw, let me go back up. Let me back it up a little bit, yeah? I'm going to back it up a tiny bit here. So, like I said, we had zoning, we had a jump in, and then we had this. A throw attempt in the corner. Now, I'm not sure if you pronounce it, is it Brizey? But, you know, Brizey, if I'm butchering the name, I'm super sorry. But yeah, so Brizey knows the throw's coming, okay? He's got the read on the throw. And he tries to backdash and throw himself. And Jury recovers in time to tech, which also means she could have done an OD reversal, she could have backdashed, she could have done many things. And for some reason, I find that unfair. I find that unfair. Now look, why do you need to do all of that? With Ryu, you got a tech roll, and then you got a backdash, and then you got to choose if you do like a low jab for the 4 frame or a throw for the 5. And then she gets to tech. Like, why do you have to do all these gymnastics just to punish a throw? All of that inside the knowledge of I know what my opponent's going to do. He had to do all of that. Let's watch it again. Look, watch this. Watch. Why did she get to tech there? Your mind was beaten. You were red. You deserve to be punished for that. Now, I know some of you watching might say, well, he could have done OD reversal. He could have done a level 1 if he had gauge. He could have, he could have jumped out. He had all these other ideas that could have been executed. Sure, granted. That's not the only thing he could have done. But let's go down the list here. Okay, he could have OD'd reversal. Why does he need to spend a third of his drive gauge? Why do you need to spend a third of your drive gauge just to punish a basic throw? Why? Why are throws so oppressive? So strong. It's a basic tool of the system. It's not a special move. It's not a super. Why have you got to spend a third? You only get 6 gauges. Why have you got to spend 2 of them? Just for that. It doesn't even take that much. You're still in the corner after his ODDP, basically. Okay, that's one option. He could have jumped out. Okay, Jury could have punished. Before he could land, Jury could have still punished him on his way out the corner. So he couldn't have jumped out either. Jumping out was not a viable option. When that throw whiffed, she would have had time to turn around and punish him before he hit the ground. So jumping out is not a viable option. So that's 2. What else could he have done? He could have done backdash low jab. Backdash low jab. So you're telling me to punish this super basic move, which is the guy, no movement at all. He just has to walk up and press 2 buttons. All he does is walk up and press 2 buttons. It's not even a special move. Doesn't require any resources to do it. 2 buttons, easy execution, or map to 1 button, whatever your triggers look like. And I've got to do tech roll, back, I've got a backdash, and I've got to perfectly time the low jab to hit this -4 frame window specifically. I've got to do all these mathematics just to punish your basic. This is crazy. Why is it so hard just to get a little punish, a jab punish? Should it be that difficult? My question is, should it be that difficult to punish a simple throw? A simple throw. Throws have been in fighting games since the dawn of time. I mean, look, Virtua Fighter, if I want to punish a throw, I do any attack. Any attack. I can crouch punish a throw. I can do any attack, because if there's a button on the screen, you cannot be thrown. Buttons override throws entirely. It doesn't matter if the throw is on plus frames. As long as I've activated a button, even if the move is not fully out yet, I cannot be thrown. That's the system of Virtua Fighter. That's why it's a different game. Tekken. If I think a throw is coming, yeah, sure, I can escape it, sure. But I can crouch it and I can punish it for huge damage. I can do a hop kick. I can do a move that's not on the ground to evade the grounded position that the throw needs me to be in. There's options. You can even sidestep throws. You can sidestep throws. There's other options, And so there are these situations where I don't understand why it needs to be so hard to punish a basic throw. It's just a basic throw. It's not some ultra special move. So the fact that I'm seeing people need to tech roll, backdash, hit this just frame move just to get a little breathing space from a throw is beyond me. I don't think that should be necessary. Now look, I'm going to check it out one more time, yeah? Just take a look at this one more time. Because look, everything else, a fireball you can parry, right? If someone fireballs and you jump in, you get your punish. It's pretty straightforward that, there's an action and there's a reaction, There's an action, there's a consequence. I'm not seeing the consequence for a missed throw or a whiffed throw or when someone knows you're going to throw. You shouldn't need to do all this backdash gymnastics, man. This is insane.
Too risky, gets caught on the jump in.
This is ridiculous. Why do you get off scot-free for that? Throws are so powerful in this game. You can literally loop them till someone's dead. So why do you get away for free when you attempted this devastating move that doesn't cost anything to do, And so my thing here is it's just a little bit, I think it's gone a bit under the radar what they've let slide here, I mean, throws are devastatingly powerful. They've ended some of the most high profile matches we've ever seen on Street Fighter 6 throws. And so, the fact that they can be looped, the fact that they require no resources, the fact that they can just be done over and over again, and they're really fast start, it's a quick start-up move. I think there should be a clean way to punish throws. I don't think it should be if you have enough frame advantage. It shouldn't be that way. It should be if you know it's coming, this is what you can do directly. There should be an actual counter for throws, like a specific counter, forward and 2 buttons does a throw counter. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know what the input would be. That's for them to figure out. I'm not a developer. But there should be an input that counters only throws. Counters, not escapes. You should be hurt for your attempt. There should be a risk. It's not that I escape from your throw. No, it's that you get damaged now. You were trying to hurt me and I read what you were going to do and I countered it. If we play a game of rock, paper, scissors, if I know rock's coming, I can always do paper and it's a clean cover and counter of your rock. It's not if I have enough frames I can do paper, is it? This is a direct counter to your attempt. And you need that. And then, okay, what else could he have done? If he had level 3, he could have done that. I've got to spend my entire super gauge. I've got to deplete all my super resources just for your basic throw. That's, for me, it just doesn't add up. It just does not add up. And then what? Level 1? I could what if I'm DJ? What if I'm Zangief? These are not consistent answers. So I just don't like it. I think that there needs to be more consideration for how throws work if you're going to give throws the priority over buttons. Remember, throws can be looped. They do crazy damage. You can't parry them. They beat parries. It's like a 2,000 damage if you get thrown out of your parry. They beat buttons. If I wake up with a button, the throw swallows my button. I get thrown. Counter hit. It beats a lot. It beats a lot of things. So I think that throws need to have a specific input that counters throws. Maybe that input, doesn't beat anything else in the game. Maybe that input doesn't even do a lot of, doesn't have to do a crazy amount of damage. But there needs to be a direct deterrent for going for throws. Going for throws is too safe right now. It's just too safe. And you're not even at any risk if they tech. You're just out now. You got away scot-free. And so I feel I'm of the opinion that there should be something that kind of dissuades you. Because if you're looking at this game, it's about resource management, isn't it? You've got a finite set of resources and you need to manage them really well in order to get the victory and maintain the upper hand if you need defensive if you need defensive attributes. You know, that's how the game can go. You can use your little toolkit for offense, and you can use it for defense. You know, are you going to drive rush in, spend time on the offense, or are you going to do perfect parries and OD reversals and play the defensive game? You know, there's options there, right? But what I'm telling you is, there's times where you kind of know what your opponent can or can't do. I mean, if my opponent's only got 2 bars, he's probably not going to wake up with the reversal because he doesn't want to put himself in burnout. So what I'm saying to you is, when it comes to the throw game, it only powers up the throw game. The limitation of resource management on this game powers up how good throws are, because you know they can't afford a certain luxury. There's a situation where they won't be able to execute a specific strategy now. The resources just won't permit it. And if they do, it's kind of suicide. So throws get a pass here. Throws are one of the only things that just don't suffer on this game. And so I don't even mind throw loops, to be honest, guys. If you have a specific counter where if you throw me, I got this and it's going to hurt you, it has to hurt me and it can't cost me all my entire bank account to do it. That's stupid. The counter for the throw shouldn't be something where I've got to spend everything to get you off me. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Throw is not a special move. It's a meterless device. And it shouldn't mean that I've got to spend all my stuff just to get rid of your throw attempt. Even backdashing is like, what? Why do I have to leave myself this open? Backdashing is susceptible to like a whole jumping combo. Do you know what I mean? DI is there. You can't block DI. You can't reverse DI. You know, if you backdash, it's all guaranteed. It's all guaranteed. DI is guaranteed. Neutral jumps guaranteed. Their delayed button into drive rush is you're getting hit by everything. You're getting it all. And I don't think that is deserved when all you did was attempt to read your opponent's throw. You weren't trying any big play for the game. You were on defense and you were just trying to read the throw. It's not a massive thing. I don't think that deserves a huge punishment. You were so wrong. You need to lose 60% now. I don't think that's deserved at all. So, and this, guys, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. This is just my opinion, you know. I don't think there's a right and wrong here. I'm just saying how I feel. You know, I feel that fighting games are fun when the right rewards are given in the right situations. And yes, if you make a mistake, there should be a benefit for your opponent. But for me, someone going up to someone and going to throw them and missing that because it was red, that's a mistake. That should be rewarded. Their opponent should be rewarded for that read, especially when you think about what was on the line. Like, look, Bryzy backdashed. He opened himself up to literally everything in the knowledge that his opponent will go for a throw.
Fireball there to get that trade. Bryzy getting the damage those punch counters. However, that third fireball is a bit too risky. Gets caught on the jump in. Backdash to avoid that throw.
For me, that deserves a reward. That deserves a reward. What was he? Minus how many frames? 20, 30 frames? He deserves something for that. He deserves a little bit something for that. You know? Not to have his throw teched and still be stuck in the corner and now jury's adding to the pressure. What? Where's the logic here? And they haven't considered, you know, what these things mean in a match. I mean, we're in a situation now where on fighting games traditionally, there were like wake up invincible DPs. You know, you could wake up, you could do, sure, you can.
Oh, nice. Here's our chance. Oh, and he gets the uppercut.
And you could force the opponent off you. It was invincible. They had to respect it. They had to give you that breathing space on wake up. It's sort of like high rising kicks on BF, where there's that little window of invincibility where they've got to now guess if you're going to do it or not.
裏オスも見ている。
あと一発。
さあどうでしょう。ゲラン。裏オスも見ている。
あと一発。
さあどうでしょう。ゲラン。いやー、ご連絡か。選択が太かった。ということで。
Same thing. But they've taken those away because people didn't like those in Season 2 of Street Fighter, right? They took them out. Season 1 had them, then Season 2 came by and they were gone. And now it was about a bit more of a guessing game. Is he going to wake up with the OD reversal, or was EX back then, an EXDP? Or is he going to do wake up super? And there were still wake up options available, but only if you spent resources to do them. You had to spend something that you had built during the round to get them. And so this is a different kind of detail, isn't it? But what I'm saying to you is when you can just be looped for no meter, it's not fair that you're demanding I spend meter then. Why? And so I just feel that this should be addressed. Now, I'm not saying throw should cost meter here. I'm saying that I think there should be a meterless throw counter. There should be a meterless throw counter, which is designed to dissuade throw looping and just throws all the time. When I don't know what to do and I'm closed, I just go for a throw. Because it beats six options. Things. Some specials get beat by throws, some supers get beat by throws. You know, throws do such a unique job. And I just think it's unfair to say that these just get off scot-free. I think there should be a proper way to sort through that without forcing the opponent to spend everything in the bank just to get a simple punish. Hope you enjoyed that. I wanted to share my thoughts there with you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys feel similar about throws, if you think throws are just fine as they are, happy to hear it, man. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your creative vision for how Street Fighter 6 can be a better game in the future, what they need to change, you know, what sort of things they could implement. If throws are fair, do you think throws are currently fair? Even without loops, the principal function on how throws work, is it fair at the moment? Is there something you would change? What would that be specifically? And I'd love to hear all your thoughts and comments, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you. Peace. Take care. Bye-bye.